Halito, Halito, Halito. What's up, beloveds? What it look like, beautiful ones? I'm sorry I'm late. Had to address a couple of things, other places and various places. Um, what it look like? How y'all beautiful ones doing? Other places. What's going on with y'all? How y'all beautiful turtles doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So I wanted to, oh no, that's right. You got the herbs, drinks and stuff, Dark Man. The herb drinks, special blends. Okay, I read that wrong. I thought you was having a party, my kind of party. Oh man, what's up, you beautiful people? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope everything is healthy. So, I don't know if it was probably one of my, maybe my third or fourth show or something like that. I did this show on Liberia, and this was, of course, the first time that I was flagged. And my channel was down for what, about 9 months? I don't know, 6 months, some crazy shit. They blocked me for this presentation that I did, and it was real heavy what I did. I ain't gonna be that heavy. And I did use and the journalist whose material that I used, they actually said that it was okay. That was before the channel was monetized. So, but it still took YouTube forever before that they responded back to me and gave me back my live privileges. And that was a huge thing. It was a very long period of time before I was able to do shows and stuff like that again. But I'm gonna go back into Liberia, just for those that missed it. And I want to make a serious point with this. And the reason why I think it's important, because you still got some of these Negroes that are having a really hard time connecting themselves to the land. And in the interim, what has happened essentially is some of you may want to look and see if your folks were actually exported out of the country. Okay. They may have been taken out of Indian country and sent somewhere else. They may have been sent abroad. They may, especially if they were from Maryland, there is a chance that if they were free from the period of 1830 to about 1845, that they were pretty much forced to go to Liberia. And in which case, there may be some reparations due in that aspect, okay? There may be some of that due. Aboriginal Ave, thank you so much. Yeah, they be trying to jump me. It's always men trying to take my head off. I don't know why. They don't have that same energy with the goddamn oppressors, but for some reason they like to attack. So I'm going to go back into the American Colonization Society, and I want to, wait 1 second. Oh, no, that's not it. I want to show you what the exchange was about, because there was an exchange. And that exchange, 1 second here. That exchange it wasn't really about shit. And it's kind of crazy the shit that these African kings asked for just to get the goddamn, to give the land to the American Colonization Society. I also want to talk about here it is. Hold on 1 second. I also want to talk about how uncomfortable a lot of them were, upon settling in Liberia. I'm going to pull up the Declaration of Independence for Liberia, where it clearly tells you exactly who created the first republic in Africa. The first republic in Africa. Very interesting, very clear, very concise. And there's no way around it. So when these dumb motherfuckers want to argue about DNA and all this other shit, speaking of DNA, I have a wonderful sister that's going to be joining us tomorrow. Yes, wonderful sister that's going to be joining us. She's non-biased. And I think that the information that she's going to give as far as DNA and anthropology and some really spicy meatballs regarding the differences between West Africans and the American Indian. Okay. So this will be, you know, nice, non-biased opinion and stuff like that. You know, answer a lot of questions. We're going to do a Q&A. Really dope sister. I'm not going to say too much more. I will allow her to introduce herself. Of course, her work speaks for itself, and you know, you guys will be able to get that exclusive information as she is going to drop things that she has seen in during her tenure as a doctor. I don't remember. I do believe she's into dentistry, but she's got a chock full of information. She's got chock full of information, and she's definitely going to be here tomorrow, and I'm super excited, and I hope y'all going to join us. And then on Friday, I got the good brother Johnny Aborigine going to be in the building. I'm super excited about that. Everybody know Johnny Aborigine been putting this information out there. He's been putting, man, he's got all these dope pictures. We're going to talk about his website. We are going to talk about some of the textbooks that he has put together. Really cool information, especially for anybody that's interested in homeschooling their children. You might want to check out some of these textbooks. Yeah, the brother's got it. He's got it going on. We need to make sure that we start supporting our people. You know what I'm saying? Supporting the things that they got going on. That's it, and that's all. The things that we say mean a lot to us. Now is gonna, you know, be a chance where we show how exactly we feel about our folks and what we're doing. So I appreciate you too, Moon Goddess, you beautiful ones. Y'all are so awesome. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you so much, Aboriginal Gaming. It's hard out here. It's wintertime. Yo, it's so cold out here, y'all. I've been going for a while, but I'm telling you, I don't know how. I lived out here most of my life, and I'm just like, I just can't get used to it. I can't get used to it. It's just so hard. Shout out to Trauma Hawk. What's up, beloved? Sister Liz Robinson, Dark Man. My sister Wayne. What's up, you beautiful ones? So let's just see what they wanted to trade. This is what they wanted for Liberia. Get these things up here. One moment. Very interesting. One second here. Yeah, I had to tell some of these young whippersnappers that, you know, they got to learn how to be a lot more respectful and shit like that. Fly off the handle and stuff like that. I don't know how y'all do it, but I know we just didn't do all of this to the elders and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't do it. And I see some of these young 20-year-olds online disrespecting some of our 60 and 70-year-old Aboriginal elders and shit like that. And I just think the shit's disgusting. I can't, you know, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. I ain't gonna act like I'm cool with it. I don't support that shit in any form or fashion. Give me 1 second. Let me go get a battery. I don't support that shit in any form or fashion. people just being nasty and belligerent and disrespectful to elders. I think that shit is just crazy, and it shows a lot about how people were raised. Specifically, if the elder's not coming at you crazy or trying to disrespect you now, it's one thing, I mean, you definitely defend yourself and clap back if you have to, but to just come out the gate with the fuck you old man and the fuck you old lady and all of that out the gate without trying to reason or ration, before you go from zero to attack. I just think that's disgusting. And it pretty much says a lot about, how you was raised and your character and shit like that. And I'm just going to leave that there. Give me 1 second. Let me go and get another battery for my mouse. So here I am. Here I am. You know, um, shout out to the brothers that have made it very clear that they looking to do a little more. We're not gonna just be these social media Indians and shit like that. It's like if a nigga keeps saying, that they a rapper and stuff like that, ultimately you're gonna want to see a mixtape or something, right? They're gonna have to put out a mixtape, a demo, some kind of, they gotta have something there to show you that they really are who they say they are. And with that being said, it's time for, the Aborigines to produce. It's time to start producing some things. So there are a lot of people, Halito Shosi, there are a lot of people that have land, and they are looking for us to come and, do our thing, start cultivating, start building and stuff like that. Um, thank you, Kapachata. Yes, it does have to be order, street intellect. It definitely has to be order. We got to have a code of conduct, right? Because just because a motherfucker's popular and they got a lot of likes and all this other shit, and everybody's familiar with them, doesn't mean that they doing righteous deeds offline, right? We want to start doing some making sure that the people that we working with, we want to make sure that these are they're solid. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to take away from who they are as American Indians, but if their conduct outside of this movement and what we're doing is dangerous, then they have to be timed out. They have to be timed out. And we got to have some accountability. We're not going to be hanging out with a bunch of motherfuckers that's screaming how they want freedom, but yet they're oppressing other people, right? Nigga out here they got to have some accountability. We're not going to just show no favorites and stuff like that because they want ours. Now we're going to make sure they get treated fairly, but they're going to get treated. They got to get treated. We can't just be letting this shit slide, right? We can't be letting this shit slide. And it's a lot of people that are joining hands with some unsavory motherfuckers, and it's gonna come back and bite the ass. And that's fine because that's just what those type of things do. But it doesn't need to make this whole entire movement look like we're doing something that we're not supposed to, because it's some niggas running around, and it's not the time to start pulling their fucking cards and shit. Hopefully, thank you so much, Johnny boy. Hopefully they will, hopefully they'll make some accountability. I'm looking for them to maybe come clean, maybe be a little more transparent because if it was easy for me to find, it's easy for a lot of people to find. And if people feel compelled to go looking and digging, they're gonna find what they're looking for, and it might not end up so well for a couple of these brothers that's out here looking to do whatever it is they say they're gonna do. I'm really not sure about it, but I'm gonna tell y'all, gotta be some accountability, man. Gotta be some accountability. And with that being said, I want to make sure that you know who you're dealing with. Don't just go with, Phoenix because she fancy, got a little fly shit she be saying. Deal with the people that is an open book and they ain't really fucking hiding no whole bunch of skeletons. You understand what I'm saying? And definitely you want to make sure, let me tell y'all something. Motherfuckers arrest me, anything goes on, guess what they're going to be calling me? An Indian, right? It'll be for stupid shit. You understand? To driving without a licenses, those kind of things. But out here being reckless and shit like that, not me. Not me. I ain't doing it. And we ain't got that kind of time. We got to make sure that our shit is airtight. You understand what I'm saying? Got to make sure our shit is airtight. We love you too, Chelsea. I love y'all too. Got to make sure our shit is airtight. OCOUSC. I want to make sure we ain't fucking with no cornballs. You know what I'm saying? Halito, cousin, what up, YT Streets? Gotta make sure. Exactly. We ain't got nothing to hide. My fucking cards is face up. You know what I'm saying? And I say I'm so glad I did it that way because motherfuckers was really trying to injure me with shit. I came into this whole conclusion and my fire came from having to protect my children, right? I did everything to raise them right. And when the police came and tried to take all of that away under some bullshit premises, that's how I learned how to get my scrap on. I grew up in the hood, so actually throwing the bows and shit like that, putting up the dukes and all that, it was never a thing, right? We had mostly boy cousins and shit like that. We used to be slap boxing, playing tackle football. So I never was soft in that aspect. I didn't have to fight all the time, but when I fight, me and my sister fought, a lot of people remembered that, right? It was pretty memorable. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect, but if you can't fight your oppressor off, it don't matter what type of pugilist you are. You know what I'm saying? So I said that to say I came in with clean hands, and not just telling all my business, but I let it be known. There's nothing that I'm embarrassed about. There's nothing that, if y'all putting y'all trust in me to bring things to a certain level, it's not nothing that you're going to regret 5 years from now because Phoenix never told us she was, caught for tax fraud or some crazy shit. It ain't no goddamn surprises. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? It ain't going to be no fucking surprises, especially outside of the normal scope of everyday life. Okay, that's it. And we just want to make sure that politically, whatever our endeavors are, we are not attracted or attached to motherfuckers that gonna put the doodle juice on what we doing, what we working hard for, right? So that's what I'll say about that. It's gotta make sure that we not fucking around with people that got a lot of shit to hide and not really keeping it all the way 100. And not that everybody's gonna have some squeaky clean shit going on, right? Not that everybody gonna have some squeaky clean shit going on. And I'm not gonna just throw a motherfucker away because he got a felony or something like that. Niggas is familiar with the street life and shit. But, I'm talking about just being on the up and up and being transparent in your dealings as far as what could come back to bite us in the long run. Those are the people that we want to make sure that we dealing with. No fucking surprises. You understand what I'm saying? No surprises. Just like, you wouldn't want to be getting intimate with a sister and then you take her panties off and her fucking balls fall out. You feel me? You don't want that. That's the type of shit that we want to avoid too with this movement. We don't want to be dealing and putting our eggs in some basket and this motherfucker is a shaky basket with a hole in it. You understand what I'm saying? We don't want to deal with that. And these are some of the people we got to stay away from. If they're not going to come clean, they have a certain period, a window before they want to make a publicist statement, a public statement. Maybe they should have a publicist to speak for them, but something got to get said. Something got to get addressed because what's going to happen is these pilgrims, they're going to start picking things apart. And when they start peeling back these layers, we don't want these fucking bones and skeletons to fall out and they be like, look, we knew they was full of shit. You see what I'm saying? We want them to fucking take us seriously as a collective. Individually, that's fine. If you suck, they gonna know you suck and that's just gonna be the end of that. But as a collective, we want our shit to be airtight and we want it to be clean. This ain't no fight we gotta fight dirty. We ain't got to fight dirty with this. They're not going to change every law. They might move some shit around, but they're not going to change every single motherfucking law just to shut us out of what we already have. was already ours that we never even fucking claimed anyway, right? So just want to keep that shit in mind. Just want to keep that shit in mind. We just gotta make sure that we dealing with people. American Indian Council. I know, right? That sounded weird, but I just had to give that example and shit like that about no secrets and niggas don't like surprises. I know I really don't like surprises. You don't want to be dealing with somebody and think that they one thing, and then when it get time to go to the fire, now some other shit falling out, and we ain't got no the shock value and shit like that. Everybody sitting there with the wow, my nigga, you could have told me, right? So just want to make that shit clear. Well, let's get to the Declaration of Liberia. This is some funny shit. This is for all the naysayers and stuff like that. You got to understand when these places was created. These places were created. Now let me do the screen share. Give me 1 second. Now, y'all let me know if y'all could see. Press 1 in the chat if you can see this. Press 1 in the chat if you can see it. Want to make sure y'all can see it. Okay, good. Okay, here we go. So, Declaration of Independence by the representatives of the people of the Commonwealth of Liberia in convention, assembled July 16th, 1847. We, the representatives of the people of the Commonwealth of Liberia in convention, assembled, invested with authority of forming a new government, relying upon the aid and protection of the great arbiter of human events, do hereby, in the name and on behalf of the people of this Commonwealth, publish and declare the said Commonwealth a free, sovereign, and independent state by the name and title of the Republic of Liberia. I'm just going to skip down. We, the people of the Republic of Liberia, were originally inhabitants of the United States of North America. In some parts of that country, we were debarred by law from all rights and privileges of man. In other parts, public sentiment, more powerful than law, found us down. We were excluded from all participation in government. We were taxed without our consent. We were compelled to contribute to the resources of a country which gave us no protection. We were made separate in a distinct class, and against us, every avenue of improvement was effectively closed. Strangers from other lands of color, different from ours, were preferred before us. We uttered our complaints, but they were unattended to or only met by alleging the peculiar institutions of the country. All hope of a favorable change in our country was thus wholly extinguished in our bosoms, and we looked with anxiety for some asylum from the deep degradation. The western coast of Africa was the place selected by American benevolence and philanthropy for our future home. We moved beyond those influences which oppressed us in our native land. It was hoped we would be enabled to enjoy those rights and privileges and exercise and improve those faculties which the God of nature has given us in common with the rest of mankind. Under the auspices of the American Colonization Society, we established ourselves here on land acquired by purchase from the lords of the soil. Now I'm going to stop right there. They purchased this land from the natural people of that land. So they purchased that soil from the natural people of the land. Well, So there would be no wonder why they are so familiar. A lot of these Pan-Africans are so familiar with Western Africa, but they never tell you you look like an East African. Isn't that funny? They never tell you that. I had to I was late because I was on Facebook and I was addressing a few issues with colorism. I was addressing those issues with colorism as if, we didn't have red bone grannies and grandfathers and shit like that, as if we didn't have dark skinned grannies and grandfathers and stuff like that. And I think a lot of this shit is kind of getting out of control when the main factor of it is that we're fucking Indians just the same. Doesn't matter. They all documented some that looked like the Ethiopians, and they all documented some that wasn't too unfamiliar from what they were used to seeing. Okay, which are some of your lighter people. I am darker than my twin sister. I am darker than my parents. So, none of that really is enough to where there should be arguments amongst Indians regarding some of these statements that a lot of these people are making. I think this shit is a little ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? There is a class of people that they have called red bones, and they removed most of them, and they were taken from North Carolina and Virginia, and they were sent to work in Louisiana. I don't think a lot of people know that. They were sent to Louisiana. So red bone is a term that has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And, we got to be careful with that. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I definitely have my peoples that I grew up with. I did not stop being friends with them. Hi, J Cam. What's up, beloved? I did not stop being friends with them because they're white. I did not stop being friends with them because they're Filipino. They did not stop being friends with me because I'm saying that I'm American Indian. They didn't stop. So I don't feel like that's something that we really need to be focusing on. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's the least of our problems. It's like, it's like, and I see a lot of it happen, and I see a lot of these Negroes fucking finding pictures of the darkest fucking Indians and shit just to prove that dark-skinned people was here and shit like that. Like, that shit is ridiculous. The documents and shit is going to speak for themselves. Okay, working daily. I'm going to open up the phone lines in a little while. There's still people that weren't able to connect the other night, and that's my bad. One of the elder sisters was on there when I was on with Turtle Gang, and she kind of took up a lot of time. The phone was jinking, and I was definitely trying to, make sure that I got as many calls in. So I do apologize for that. But we could open up the lines and we could kick it. Any of my brothers out there, my sisters, y'all want to join the chat, join the conversation, I'll send you the link and you could join me now. You could join me now, So definitely got to stop with the fucking colorism and shit like that. That shit's gonna stop, because there is some Indians that I wouldn't fucking piss on if they was on fire, and there's some white people that I'm going to get them out the building because they made sure me and my kids is safe at all times. So we ain't gotta be dealing with all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be dealing with all that crazy shit. Save that extreme nonsense for the people that we supposed to be extreme with. You know what I'm saying? But as far as us and our collective, that shit really ain't got no place in our collective. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't really got no place in our collective. We supposed to be dealing with each other a certain way. We'll save all that aggression, all that heat, all that fire. Save it for when these pilgrims start telling us who they think, what they think they can tell us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm so sorry, White Streets. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the elder lady, she took a long time, but sometimes we gotta be patient with our elders. We definitely gotta be patient with our elders. I didn't feel right even rushing her. I was trying to trying to slow it down a little bit, but yeah, sometimes we just gotta be patient with them. But definitely, if you want, you could join me right now. But if you got the time, you could join me right now. I'll send you the link, and you could come on and be on this live with me too. That's for the rest of y'all. Sometimes I don't mind. You got some content you want to talk about, we could pick it apart. let me know. I'll schedule a date and we'll do it together. I'm not selfish. You don't have to be a specific type of Indian in order for me to have you on the show, especially if you got some valid shit to talk about. I don't mind. I'm not not a platform hog. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of that shit, we save some of that fire for the people that's against us, not for the people that you know, that ain't got no beef with us and they trying to understand where we coming from. Everybody is not opposing what we're talking about. They're not opposing what we're talking about. So if they have a difference in opinion and shit like that, hi Lasan, peace and love, beloved. You know what I'm saying? If they have a difference in opinion, they can have that. Just because I like red don't mean you gotta like that shit too. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that means. But shit, I'm not gonna hate you because you like green. Shit like that is crazy. I'm not gonna cause no contention or have no fucking uproar and shit like that because we have a difference in opinions. We still have the same collective ideas and we still have the same things in mind, you know. The toddlers would never allow it. I get it. I get it. I remember those days. I miss those days having the little ones in the house. I can't wait to be a grandma. I can't wait to be a grandma. I miss those days. The pitter patter of little feet in the house. I'm telling you, you spend the first 2 years teaching them to talk and walk, and then you spend like the next 16 years telling them to shut up and sit down. That's how that shit goes. Um, yes, Wayne Storm, 1492 Phoenix, beloved. 1492 Phoenix. Um, So yeah, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no hate regime. I only hate oppression. Adonai, peace and love, beloved. I hate oppression. I hate oppressors. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking hate people. And I think we got to make sure we make that really, really clear. Okay, Aboriginal Leo. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before tracking down one of my ancestors. And one of our grandfathers, he was a loyalist. And he died. He was in the Navy and he died in England, actually. I think it was England it was in England. Yeah, he died in 1871 or something like that. He never made it to the 1880 census. So yeah, I think I visited that 1871 census to England before. So yeah, oh, for sure, Rainstorm, for sure. So Liberia, you see them telling them now this is something I think I seen somebody in the chat just said something about Angel Ramirez made a video. I'm assuming that's the angel that you're talking about. And he's going to stay clear away from Liberia. There's going to be a lot of these so-called Pan-Africanists that stay away from Liberia. Shit, if you really think about it, they stay the fuck away from Africa. They just try to drag you across the continent, but do they really drop content about the plight of the people in Africa that they say that they attach to? I haven't really seen much of that. I did the Constitution of the Republic of Congo before. I did the Constitution for Ghana. And that it wasn't well received, and it was in their platform and their areas, and they like basically fucking threw tomatoes at Phoenix. And at that point, I'm just figuring it's important for people all over the world to know how to protect themselves. Yes, I did, Sean, the creator. Yes, I did. And they blocked me from YouTube for about 6 months or something like that for doing that video. And that was the dude that's been in Liberia 9 generations, his whole entire family, 9 generations. And this man sounded like he just left Kentucky Fried Chicken, okay? I couldn't believe it. I was fascinated by his voice, fascinated, at his dialect. And how he spoke, and he just sounds so much like he just left the South. And I just thought it was so interesting. No matter, you can hear a little bit of accent from some of the African languages that he may have acquired over the years, but you can absolutely tell that he was raised for some people that left the South. And what's interesting about that, in 1971, Ghana had a really huge explosion of the Americos. That's what they used to call them, Americos. Um, Ghana had a really huge explosion. They kicked out all of the Americo Liberians, or Liberian Americans, however that goes. They kicked them out, and that was in 1971. By 1974, the language of Americo completely was eradicated from Western Africa. They were no longer allowed to speak it. They saturated them even more with religion and made it, to where they were uncomfortable speaking the natural language that I'm pretty sure this is what we spoke. So those pidgin languages, those pidgin dialects, they are totally coming from the Americas. Totally coming from the Americas. I found one of these interesting treaties too, and it's calling Virginia the West Indies. I don't know if people know that, but it seems like people are having a hard time understanding the Caribbean, the Greater and Lesser Antilles, and their attachments to the Americas. Maybe people are having a hard time, but in some of these treaties, they are referring to what we now know as states, Virginia, particularly in this case, as the West Indies. The West Indies. I don't know if people know that, but that's actually it's in this treaty. I have it already pulled up too. Let me show y'all this treaty, and this is one of my grandmothers. Here it is, right here. Oh no, that's not it. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Let me share this to you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, treaty between Virginia and the Indians of 1667. Now, this is one of the middle plantations treaties. Now, do you see Virginia Colonial Records, Governor and the Council of our colony and plantation of Virginia in the West Indies? Okay? In the West Indies. Understand that. Understand that. This is what they call the West Indies. Okay? And let me scroll down here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna show y'all the signatories. Let me put this in the chat too, so y'all can look at it on your own time. Give me 1 second. Throw this in the chat so I don't forget. Halito Haas, what's happening, baby? Okay, so there's that treaty. It said error. Edit and try again. Why? Okay, I don't know why it's not letting me send it. It says error, try again, edit and try again. Edit how? Edit what? Okay, I don't know why it's not allowing me to do it. It's not letting me drop the link here. Not really sure why. So, but anyway, again, like I was saying, you see, it says the West Indies. Now, this is the sign, and these are going to be the plethora of tribes. Now, this is my grandmother, Queen Anne of the Pamunkey, and of course, one of my grandfathers right here. Look at her signature. Look at his signature. This is the King of the Nottaways. This is my grandfather, Captain John West, son of Queen Anne of the Pamunkey. Then you have Paracuda, King of the Appomattox. This is his signature. Queen Wanawake. This is her signature. King of the Nansemed. I'm going to assume that's the Nansemen, okay? And you see he's got like a little cross right there. That was his signature or his mark. And then you have Patanokus, King of the Nansatiocoes, also Nan Siemens, or the Portobacos. Never heard of them. Portobacos. Tobaccos. Interesting. But this is their signature. And look it. Now y'all have seen this name. I've seen this name, sure enough. King of the Mannequins. I've seen this name in some of my other family records. So this is going to be the mannequin. It's just spelled a little different, but that's exactly who that is. And there are going to be, now this is, I believe, 1677. But the sure enoughs, I know for sure I've seen them well into the 1700s. And I think even into the 1800s as well. Before that name, you don't really see that name being so familiar. But isn't that so funny that the name is Sure Enough? And you know, the first thing I thought of was The Last Dragon. Who's the master? Sure Enough. Ain't that funny? So you have Mastanago, Master Gano, and that is the young king of the Saponis. Takapoake, chief man of the Saponis, and Venun Squero, chief man of the Maharans. It's interesting. And then you have another next chief man of the Maharans, and that name is Horahana. Okay? But these are their signatures. These are their signatures, and don't they look like familiar symbols? This look like the and symbol, right? Of course, this looks like an S. But these are just their marks. This is how they sign their name. And that would have been enough to fulfill any contractual obligations. That would have sealed the deal. Just these little fine markings right here. Check out some of those names. Now, these names may be very obvious here, but they may have switched some letters around. So you don't know how many of your newer ancestors in the 1700s or 1800s may have variations of this name, right? Winona. You don't know that these are not descendants of these people. So it just becomes quite interesting to see some of the variations. I've seen the name Juanita. Juanita, I don't believe that to be a Spanish name. I believe that to be an American Indian name. Certainly Anne and Anna. Lots of Annas, Susannas. That is an American Indian name. I've seen so many women with those names. Rebecca and Rachel, very popular anglicized American Indian names too. You see them all the time. Mary, oh my goodness. You see 1,001 Marys. You see a bunch of them. So just thought that was really interesting. And I just wanted to show that they were, in fact, calling this the West Indies. So there are going to be some treaties that you may want to look for, and you might want to look in those places to see if there are any more treaties in that regard that signify that they were of or near the West Indies. Okay, so now I'm looking for, there's a list of things that they asked for. It's a list of things that they asked for. The Africans asked for, in exchange for the land. Very, very interesting. Hold on 1 second. Shoes, umbrellas. They asked for like 1 basket of like gunpowder. It was really, really weird. And it took me a while to figure out who exactly King Peter was. They referred to him in this treaty, in this land claim, as King Peter. So it took me a while to find out what African king they were speaking of when they talked about King Peter. And I haven't met any of these so-called Pan-Africans that even know what I'm talking about, let alone know who King Peter is or who what his African name may have been. And if you give me 1 second, I will find this document. I will find it. And also, they had different chapters, different states: New York, New Jersey, Georgia, Virginia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Maryland, Pennsylvania. Um, They had all of these charters and chapters, and they would give these packages away to the missionaries. So it was lucrative for someone that was free to now become a Baptist or a reverend or a minister of some sort, and he can go and spread the gospel elsewhere. So I don't want to say, make it seem as if that gave them some sort of carte blanche or anything like that, but it definitely opened up an opportunity for them to travel. So I'm assuming that was some people's exit from a lot of the oppression. Maybe they didn't really, wholeheartedly have as much attachments, to what we know as the Bible or whatever, as we think they did. Sometimes I'm just gonna say they did what they had to do. They did what it is they had to do. Hype views, please go sit down somewhere. Drop your proof in there if you need to, okay, honey? Don't tell me I need help. You can help yourself on your channel, baby. We didn't invite you here, okay? If you here to learn and have a conversation, then that's fine. But don't come in here telling me that I need help, honey. Do you need help with your family tree? Because I have mine. My shit's pretty much together. Shit's pretty much together. Offline, okay? So I don't mind you being here, but you're not going to be disrespectful. Why are you worried about what law offices I'm opening up? You won't be there. Hi, Libera. What's up, beloved? Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm opening up a barbecue popsicle stand too, baby. You gonna come through? You gonna buy them grape Kool-Aid flavors dipped in the sweet baby rays, nigga? So yeah, I haven't really heard any of them speak about. Are always going to stay away from. They are unable to penetrate Liberia. They're not even going to really go that far into Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone is also going to go back to what? The American Colonization Society. They even had their own currency. And what ultimately happened, the separation from the United States. Hi, Rhonda. The separation from the United States, the American Colonization Society still had a control. They had no military, so they sent them over there. Halito, Lisa, they sent them over there, but they had no military, so they had no protection from any of the bordering nations, and they had to hire about 5,000 people from the Congo, and most of them were actually migrating from different places, right? So they had to team up with them. Now you had the griot people, you had your Kru people, and the Americans went over there and did what? They started enslaving them. They started enslaving some of the natural people of the land over there in Africa. So there's no real wonder why waking up they ask. Oh, I'm glad you do. You can certainly drop those the titles in there in the chat for the people if you get a moment. Waking their ass up. Lacono Empire, Halito, beloved. Ha ha ha. I know that's right, Lorenzo. So they went over there and they was fucking some shit up. Now you could even bring it more current. Charles Taylor and Prince Johnson. When you see names like that, you know that they are descendants of American Indians. Charles Taylor, your big old blood diamonds. Wasn't even that long ago. A couple of years ago, they had, I think it was like 2011, 2012. He got sentenced to 50 years. So you have blood diamonds. You have uh the civil wars where it got down to motherfuckers eating each other and cannibalism, and it got all the way real, all the way real, all the way real. So there's always going to be some secret loathing that we'll never know about, and it may be directly attributed to what our ancestors did when they went over there when they went over there. Never know. But the point is, you need to find out if your people were sent over there, especially if they were in Maryland. I also, there was some people in Mississippi from a specific plantation, and it says that they were forced to go. Like the only way that this man was ever going to manumit them would be if they took their asses to Liberia. But out of the 200 so-called slaves that actually left, there was 50 of them that was like, we ain't going nowhere, and they stayed. It was, I believe, it's the Skipworth plantation in Mississippi, and that's a tale of one owner looking to manumit his people, his workers, and he ends up dying, and then his next of kin or his heir afterwards didn't want to honor it, and the only way he would honor it is if they left. And you had something like 10 days to pack up everything you had and leave the state. Some cases they may have given you 90 days to 6 months, but you had to be the hell out of whatever state you were manumitted. They didn't even want you sticking around. Not really sure why. And it was almost like, to me, that's like a deportation. They send you home. Remember, these colonies were all different countries, right? Your state is your country. So it was almost like you had to leave Maryland, you had to leave Virginia. You were being deported. You're being deported. I think people look at it that way. I don't think people look at it as being deported. If you get kicked out of Virginia and you got X amount of time and you have to leave Virginia to go to New Jersey, you've been kicked out. You've been deported. Kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing. So they have New Georgia. Let me just get that map there too, just so people can see. Only 1 second. And then there were so many people that were just absolutely sad that they made those moves. Okay. Let me see. Okay, this is that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share this. Huh. Oh, here's a good one. See, they've been adding things to this too. Let me do this screen share. This is a newbie right here. Let me get that. And look at this right here. And this is from Library of Congress. In the spring of 1880, let me blow it up a little bit so I can make sure you guys can see. How is that? Are you guys able to see that? And these people are from Arkansas, okay? In the spring of 1880, a group of 150 African Americans from Arkansas was living in temporary quarters at Mount Olivet Baptist Chapel on 37th Street in New York before going to Liberia. Because the ACS had chartered the only ship that regularly went to Liberia, this group, which was going under its own auspices, was trying to charter another ship. The article that described their circumstances, entitled Colored Exodus from Arkansas, stated that another 50,000 Blacks were preparing to immigrate from the Gulf states to Arizona and Mexico, where they plan to purchase farmland. Isn't that interesting? From the Gulf states to Arizona and New Mexico, where they plan to purchase land. And then here in the picture, it says refugees awaiting transportation to Liberia at Mr. Olivet Baptist Chapel. Excuse me, Mount Olivet. It says Mr. here. It should be Mount Olivet, but here it does say Mr. Olivet Baptist Chapel, New York City, from Frank Leslie's Illustrated News. So that the article is dated April 24th, 1880, on page 120. Photo mural from woodcut. And then, of course, it tells you Princeton Photographs Division, Library of Congress. And you can certainly see that picture there. Let me see if it lets me drop this link. It's not allowing me to drop links. I don't really know why. I don't really know why. See if it allows me to drop the link. Okay, so that link went. The other one, maybe it was too many characters. Maybe it was too many characters before, but I was definitely trying to drop that other link to the declaration. Let's see. Let me see if it allows me to do that. I'm going to drop that here. So. Okay, so that's going to be for the Declaration of Liberia. You'll be able to see that. You'll be able to see that. So I just dropped that link. Okay, cool. All right, I'm glad you guys are able to get that. So there was a great deal of trouble with the mail also. So the way that their mail system, they didn't have any contract with the post office. So the way that their mail went, the mail would go from, like, for instance, if they sent a letter to Virginia, before it even got to Virginia, it would go to Sweden, Switzerland, France, then London, then maybe Canada before it even got to Virginia. So in the interim of waiting one letter from their former employers, a lot of these people died within the first couple of years, of being in Liberia. So if you were gone somewhere for X amount of years and then you go back, like, all right, I've been in New York all my life and I've moved to California for 5 years. So now that I'm back here in New York, I'm not going to die because it's below 40 degrees of cold. But unfortunately, these American Indians went over there and they could not deal with the conditions over there. And most of them that left through the American Colonization Society, they died within 5 years. They died within 5 years. Didn't even take them long at all. Didn't take them long at all. They couldn't fight off those diseases. And can you place the one in the chat of the treaty? Let me try it again. Let me try and put that treaty in there again. Let me see if I'm able to do it. Might have too many characters. Let me try it again. I'll just cut off the HTTP to see. Nope, that won't do it. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll try this again. See if I'm able to drop it in here. Wow, it is really not allowing me to do that, to put that in. And I'm taking away from it too, trying to, take off the HTTP, the .web, and it's just not allowing me to do it. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Okay, hold on. Let me try this right here. Oh, they acting funny now. I'm just gonna type the shit in. They are acting funny. Let me type it in and see if that works. Now it just doesn't want to allow me to do that. Just copy and paste it. Not really sure why. Maybe if I say it, you'll be able to get it. It's not really that long. Web.archive.org / web / 201120054158 / http semicolon / www.baylink baylink.org /treaty / yeah, for some reason I've tried to Halito Amara, I have tried to freeze, baby. What's happening, beloved? I tried to drop it in there. It's not allowing me to do that for some reason. So I had to just orally say it. Maybe you'll be able to do it on your own. But yeah, so those are Virginia colonial records. That's from the Internet Archive. They have this thing called Wayback Machine. That treaty is the treaty between Virginia and the Indians of 1677. So let me drop the name in there just in case. I know once you put the link in, it'll be okay. But for me to copy and paste it, it's not making it that simple. But this is the name of the treaty for your viewing pleasure. So I just dropped that in there. You'll be able to see that. Halito Black Buffalo. What's up, Caveman 3000? How y'all beautiful ones doing? Hey, Arawak, please, Prince. So yeah, I didn't get to see that video with you have studied Moorish history and traced their story to the conquest of Mexico. Yes, I can. Yes, I have. I've traced a lot of that. So far, I was only able to find one ancestor that I would consider possibly being a Moor, particularly because they called him John Dub, Dubh. Um, Dubh. Other than that, I have no idea about anything else. That's to answer your question. Hold on one second. More Ian Muhammad Ali. That was the only thing that I found. Nothing that said more, certainly, but I did find a Lord John Dub, and he was the chief of the McAllister clan in Scotland, and they called him Black John. And Dub was spelled Dubh, and I know that's a Scottish word, and also a Scottish Gaelic word, and also a Irish Gaelic word, and they mean swarthy, dark complexion. So other than that, that was the only person that I was able to find. I would say that even the Moors have the burden of proof because being a Moor, they call you North African. It points you North African, which could certainly be Europe or any of those places. But you still, the burden of proof of finding those ancestors, it certainly would not just limit people to Morocco. Okay, that much I do know. So I know that people definitely have to still do their genealogy. It's no way around it. There's no way around it. That just goes for everybody. That's not just for the American Indian. That is for everybody on the planet, especially any oppressed people. This is what they're supposed to do, and that's one of the major components that I know that they're missing. I know that they're missing of oppressed people. Non-oppressed people don't seem to have the same particular problems that the oppressed actually do, and I find that is because they know exactly who they are and they're able to articulate that. Halito Ghost, what up, beloved? They're able to articulate that, and with that being said, they it seems as though they have a lot less issues. So I have the good thing is also that I'm finding going back to uh don't grandma's saying don't spit in the garbage can because you never know when you have to go get something out. I have a bunch of new areas being able to go back so far. Now I have a bunch of new areas of people that I can study now. A lot of the Europeans that I threw out the window, thinking that it didn't wasn't applicable to me, I now have to go in the garbage and dig some of them Wasichus out. And then we got into this, it ended up being this big spiel amongst the Pan Africans where they started asking me stupid shit. Like Jabari asked me what color, maybe it was him or Garfield asked me what color he was, what color one of my ancestors was. I don't fucking know. I don't care. The main important thing to me is not what color they are, the fact that I don't have to fucking speculate. I don't have to speculate any portion of our history anymore. I don't have to. I'm not going to be ashamed of some shit that I had no control over 300 fucking years ago. I ain't getting into this shit with the goddamn Israelites trying to worry about whether or not King James is black and who gives a fuck. Who gives a fuck? I'm related to him. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm not getting into those fucking debates on what color he is. Okay, I'm not getting into none of those fucking debates. It's fruitless. None of that shit matters. It's about consanguinity and who the hell you related to. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of me worrying about what color people are. I just want to speculate. I just want to be able to end all speculation. And then this way, the oppressor is not able to dangle anything over my head that I don't fucking know about. Period. That's it. Hey, the Toxon. How are you, beloved? So I do know that there's a lot of families that I have to visit. I bumped into one family, bunch of fucking weirdos, if you ask me, but nothing I could do about it. The Plantagenets and shit like that. They ruled England, Europe. I'm just gonna say Europe, France, England, and Spain for like 300 fucking years. Yeah, there was a lot of shit going on with them folks. I don't really know. But I do have a question, and this may be a little out there, and I wonder if some of that shit has anything to do with like some of the previous generations, generational curses going on because of some of the shit that those old ancestors may or may not have been involved with. All I know is when they got here, they were fucking with the Indians, and that was it. That was it. Pretty much it. So all that other stuff, I'm gonna get into it just so for my own FYI purposes. But outside of that, I really just wanted to end all speculation and definitely debunk the fact that people are absolutely able to find their people. You know what I'm saying? They're able to find their people. Yeah, pan Aborigines, that's a fact. And like I said, it's not like I'm gonna fucking hide my face in the motherfucking dirt because I'm related to those motherfuckers. I'm related to the landlords, the motherfucking Indians here. All that shit is that's just what it is. There's no fucking coming back from that. And that's what was important. You know what I'm saying? So there's no speculation, and that's I needed the clarity. I owed it to myself, I owed it to my family to do that. And you know, make sure that we get that shit together. And now it's there. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for the ones that wouldn't listen to me 2, 3, 4 years ago, we all related to the same people. So what is it that they can say? What is it that they can say? You know? It's nothing that they can say. I don't have to speculate about shit. I don't care if they don't like it. I don't care if they don't like it. So, but Liberia is the place that they're not really going to talk about. Sierra Leone, a lot of Pan Africans don't want to go in that area, especially considering What's going on? I'm missing something. I'm missing something here. Especially considering that they never talk about how that land was purchased. And they never talk about General Stockton putting a gun to a couple of those kings' heads to make that, make them feel compelled to give up that land and sign those deeds. Um, you know, so that part. That part. They don't talk about that shit. But the importance of it is knowing if they sent your people over um, to Liberia or to Sierra Leone, because there would be some reparations. Now, just because there may have been a code doesn't mean that it was enacted into law. That was still repugnant to the Constitution, and that's something that people may want to look at, may want to check it out, may want to check it out. May want to check it out. So, but the Ohio player from the Shira to Wayne, Mississippi. Yes, a lot of the Shira, which my Shira family, they went to live with the Catawbas. They went and joined the Catawbas. And those Catawbas actually went to live with the Choctaws in like the 1840s or 1850s. So some of them stayed in South Carolina. Some of them were still in Virginia. They were detribalized and denationalized, and some of them did very well stay in Virginia. Um, and some of them certainly stayed in South Carolina with the Catawbas, but I do know a significant amount of them had left and they went to be with the Choctaws in the 1840s or 1850s. I do know that. So keep in mind, a lot of these territories, we're dealing with these imaginary lines and shit like that. So what was once Louisiana was the same as Chicago and Illinois and even into Canada, right? So they had those territories, especially prior to the Louisiana Purchase, all of that area could have very much been one and the same. Could have very much been one and the same. Who's thirsty? You just made me thirsty. I'm gonna get me another bottle of water. Medicine Man, Halito. What's up, beloved? You are so talented. You are absolutely so talented, brother. I just want to give you a shout out, Medicine Man. Love the work that you put in, the time that you take to make sure that we have that information. And the visuals are always perfect. Your editing skills are dope. I just want to say thank you. Yakoke to you, beloved. That's deep, Aboriginal Q. I see that. I see that. So yeah, I don't really see them getting into no treaties or anything like that. That's the type of shit that we dealing with. Now, when you get to these treaties and you start seeing your folks on these treaties, hi J Freeway. You start seeing your folks on these treaties and Albert Washington, Halito, beloved. You start seeing your grandparents' names and shit like that. That shit pretty much ends all the fucking speculation with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And what's up, cousin? Sonny the Chief. What up, cuzzo? You know, they should be getting into their treaties. Like I said, I did the Constitution of Ghana before. And when you leave Ghana and you give up your citizenship, they never give it back to you. You are just out the fucking loop. You may be able to coexist, but you don't have your rights as a citizen there. So there is no, there is no playing hopscotch. How we can jump on the private side and then get in the public side over here without dual citizenship. You can't do that in Ghana. If you are a Ghanaian national, a Ghanaian citizen, and you leave, that shit is over. So, we're going to talk about, and the sister that I have on tomorrow, she's half African. So there's not going to be any speculation. There's no bias or anything like that. She's just going to drop the shit on them. And I hope that people take what they see. You know what I'm saying? I hope they take what they see and do their own research. Now they can stop being mad and do what they supposed to do to deal with their folks and the people that they say they love. We working over here and all I see is distractions. And this was part of it. This is why I put my neck out there. And the reason why I put my neck out there, I had to expose the racism, the prejudice, the bias within the so-called pro-Black community. They're not happy that we are waking up. They're not happy. They're not supportive of any of those things, to the point where they have even chosen sides of Europeans and colonizers just to discredit or disagree with what it is that we have going on and what our gripe is. So that's something that had to be exposed. And that doesn't mean that every Pan-African is not about what they about. You know what I'm saying? I make that clear all the time. It comes out misconstrued and shit because of all of the meddling and shit, the menacing, because that's what it is. It's meddling and menacing. They're not doing anything constructive. And it comes across as real disrespectful. So then when they get that clap back, they'll make up all of these things and say shit like, oh, they just don't like Africans. They don't want to be anything but an African, which is not fucking true. We want to be who we are, but you got motherfuckers that's in the way, standing in the way of that. And they're so busy standing in the way of who we are and having a problem with it, that they're not even following their own bloodline trail. You see what I'm saying? They're not handling their affairs because they're being so meddlesome and busy into what it is that we're over here doing. But they letting their shit fall by the wayside. And the difference is that over here in America, we have allowed the Albions to come over and completely make a mess out of things. And we've let them in every area. They're in the Senate, they're in the Congress, they're in the executive, legislative branches, judicial branches, they're in the county court clerks, they have the land deeds, they have all of these agencies and offices pretty much hemmed up. Whereas if you go and look at the 54 nations of Africa, they ain't got no Donald Trump sitting over there calling no shots, telling all them chocolatey colored people what to do. They don't have that. They don't have that. So I don't know if it's some sort of serious anger that they have, if it's some sort of like a envy thing going on or something like that. Deeply rooted, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Give him a second. Deeply rooted. I'm looking for him to say what it is he's talking about. If you here to be messy, you're gonna get exited. I'm gonna give you your second to shoot your shot again. You know. But anyway, like I was saying, there's always going to be your disruptive motherfuckers that's no good nowhere they go. Everywhere they go, it's just chaos. Like, what's the little dirty nigga on Charlie Brown, Pigpen? Everywhere he goes, this little dust cloud and shit like that. You're going to have those kind of people. Those is the people that are going to be excluded from any and all business dealings because they're messy in every single area. They're messy in every single area, and when they like that, they're not going to be people that are valuable enough or worthy to do any type of business with on any end. And these are still the people that don't have enough in them to fight for what they say it is that they love. I think that's some weirdo shit. They're more concerned about what we're trying to restore and build here in America, which once was ours, which is actually tangible shit, than they are with dealing with their own areas and using their platforms to actually build a different type of infrastructure that's going to be conducive there. You see what happened? What did Mugabe say to John Henry Clark when John Henry Clark showed his ass up over there? What the fuck are you doing in my country? I reckon it's going to be a lot of people, so-called Africans, that when they get over there, they're going to have people asking those particular questions. When you get over there, they're going to call you American. I don't know how that shit gonna make you feel. I don't know if that's gonna be where y'all have y'all period of awkwardness, where they show you where you are on the totem pole with them, right? That might be your time to get back all of the grief that you've been giving the American Aborigine. That might be your time. You know what I'm saying? I had a fundraiser going on that was going to assist people when they start moving back so they can have some sort of currency and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need things over there. The comforts that you've been able to have here, you're not gonna have them over there, right? You're not gonna have them over there. And I'm sure there are going to be some, whether those creature comforts that people are going to miss. They can say whatever it is they want about America, but you ain't going to go nowhere and be more free or be able to build the things that you want to build, right? And be able to have the fucking value. Just the simple fucking comforts. It's going to be real difficult. It's going to be real difficult. You're going to be walking into different types of criticism. And these are going to be, are y'all going to be able to take us? We done got used to hearing how these fucking pilgrims feel about us. But how y'all going to feel when y'all go over there? Y'all got brown people that look like y'all talking shit. Y'all not going to be African enough for the Africans. And I think that's going to be, just exactly what it is that you dish it out. You better be able to take it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And it's always been a support that we have had for oppressed people all over the world that the American has always had. But here it is now. We standing on our natural rights, and we get interference from other brown people. So what's going to happen is when these niggas get over there and they in their own homeland, they're going to be getting their head beat by like a piñata by people that look just like them. So they say. But those people that they say look just like them are going to be treating them like the so-called white people have been treating us here in America. So I hope that people are, prepared for that shit. I hope that they're prepared for that. But the good thing is that I respect them for is they have not let the country become completely saturated with foreigners. And that's partially because they were just now getting colonized recently. They came over here colonizing first. They didn't go over there and set up shop first. They set up shop over here first. And then they used the American Indians to go over there and start a republic. If you look at the establishment of some of these people, all right, Robbie, peace and love, beloved. If you look at some of these places, they've only been established in 1950s, 1960s. Leopold came in the 1800s when he came stealing with the rubber and shit like that. This shit happened way later in the game. So people keep in mind that their colonization is still fresh, right? This shit is still fresh. So at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of shit that they're going to have to deal with. And for all the grief that you've been giving the American Indian, I hope that you don't have to deal with that in the place that you've been defending, that, you need to prove that you got some kinfolk over there. Don't just get over there and connect to the people. Because even when I left from New York and went to another country, which is California, I had 3 of my mother's sisters, bloodline family, waiting there at the airport to give me a hug. Family, not just a bunch of so-called Black people that look like me, family to receive me when I went to a foreign place. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to have to be the same shit. It's going to have to be the same shit. Hope y'all got some family over there. Don't just go there and think that, oh, I'm home and everybody's good. The population, there's going to be a bunch of vacant apartments because everybody's leaving. Because all of the beautiful people of the continent of Africa are going back. They're going home. They're going home to fix some things. And when y'all get there and y'all ready to work, I'm still willing to work with y'all because we're going to need some global contacts too and some people to do some bartering and trading, some business with, right? That's how you do the nation build. I'm diplomatic. So at the end of the day, I hope people is going to be ready to get their relations together, you know what I'm saying, and do what it is that they're supposed to do. When it's time for them to go, there's some things that they should make some, safeguards for. You might want to have some money in case you got to hightail it back to America. You might need to come back. might be everything that you don't want when you get over there. And now this is when you're gonna have to humble yourself and you're gonna have to get up under the umbrella, right? You're gonna have to get up under the umbrella of the American Indian because this is our house. The same thing when we are guests in your nation, a guest in your house, in your country, we would have to respect you. You see what I'm saying? So you should have to, I know, right? Deeply rooted, ain't that funny? So you're gonna want that same respect. So I'm just hoping that, and that's right. Now, once they're not promising you citizenship. Matter of fact, give me a second. I'm gonna go to the Ghana Constitution just so I can show y'all again. I might even still have the notes all highlighted and everything where the actual continental Africans was mad as fuck. They were mad as fuck. And they over there talking about whatever it is that they going through over there. And I'm showing them, hey, wait a minute. Y'all shouldn't be going like that. Y'all shouldn't be going through that type of shit. They calling you, they styled your shit after our shit. When they say the people, that means you, right? So this is the instance where they end up fucking throwing tomatoes at Phoenix. So now I got a question. Do these motherfuckers really want to see so-called black people up or people of color really up, or are they just trying to put their foot on motherfuckers' neck like crabs in the barrel? And the crabs in the barrel is not a natural habitat at all. You don't put crabs in a fucking barrel, right? So yeah, when one get out, they're gonna be feeling like pulling the other one in. So now this is going to show and prove if they really about what they say they about. Didn't look like they was about that. Not throwing tomatoes on something that's going to help you be oppressed and shit. So that shit kind of trips me out. It's kind of hard to please y'all motherfuckers. Right here, we just want to be left alone at home. We want to be able to self-govern and shit in our own land. I don't know exactly what it is that the Africans want. I'm not really even sure they know what they want. Not even sure they know what they want. So with that being said, they're going to have to do some soul searching. You know what I'm saying? And they're not guaranteeing you citizenship. That will come after a period of time. That's going to come after a period of time. Might be 5 years, might be 10 years. That's a long time to not have no fucking rights. It's a long goddamn time to not have no protection or no agency that can come and get you if you get kidnapped by Boko Haram, right? Some sort of civil war and shit go on. You be all fucked up not knowing whose side to pick. You're going to be a new jack over there. It's going to be like freshman day in high school. Don't really know what to expect. You think you're going to be all right, but you ain't really sure. You ain't really sure. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. You don't need me to build over there. Shit, I'm not really good at building over here. That's what my son do, right? I'm not good. I couldn't even play Lego with my children. I'm not that kind of crafty. I got a different type of build. My mind works a little different, you see? But y'all got to go over there and really do some things. There's going to be some shit, central air. It's just the little creature comforts that y'all niggas going to be missing over there. Not saying y'all can't have it. Not saying that y'all can't have it. But you ain't going to be able to go get no biscuits and Popeyes and shit over there. Right? It's a lot of shit you're going to be missing. And if y'all can live with that, then that's wonderful. But what y'all going to build? Y'all going to have to build something. You have to build. And whatever it is that you're going to build, if you couldn't build here, why would anybody think that you're going to be able to build some shit over there? If you suck over here, you want to suck over there too. That's kind of just it. Give me 1 second. Let me go get something to drink. So, gonna have some creature comforts. Ain't gonna be no BT and shit over there. Y'all niggas like the strip club. They over there making it clap and shit. You know, they got good reefer over there. It's a lot of shit niggas gonna have to be making sure that this is what it's about. You see what I'm saying? We trying to restore the shit that we've already been doing, right? We trying to restore some shit that is already ours. We ain't gotta go start no new shit. We couldn't even enjoy the old shit that we had. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all going to embark on a whole new journey. And I'm really, really hoping that, you know, y'all looking at this with your whole heart, because for all of the vitriolic banter and the nasty things that y'all been saying to, you know, us American Indians and shit, y'all got to go over there and make sure y'all shit is on point. Got to be on point when you go over there. They will eat your ass alive. Literally. Literally, nigga. Ain't gonna be no Memorial Day cookouts and shit like that. Nigga, they got motherfucking bushmeat that they telling you to stay away from. Right? Some differences in culture that even you, the so-called African, may not be with. If Ghana and the US go to war, I gotta show this comment just so I can respond, because this is crazy. Abina, honey, if Ghana and the US go to war, who you think gonna get their ass kicked, sweetie? Let's just keep it real. I don't even know what kind of sensible question that is. Again, this is detention, and I'm trying to show y'all some shit. So when y'all go over there, y'all know how to get them people to respond to you the way that you need. It's gonna be real fucked up that you go over there and the motherfucking oppressor, all the cops that bust your ass, all the police brutality. It's not gonna be Mr. White folks, honey. It's not gonna be Mr. White folks. Ghana and the US goes to war. What's going to happen to me? I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine, baby. Just like I was fine and my folks was fine when they was in the fucking Creek Wars, when they was in the fucking Indian Wars, they was fine. I made it here, so that means somebody lived. Some of my ancestors lived throughout those fucking wars, so I could be here talking the shit that I'm talking right now. Every war on the U.S. soil was always with the fucking Indians. Everything here in North America was always with the Indians. Up until what, 1890s? Up until the 1890s, right? With the thank you, Ram Richard. With the exception of the when they went to help Cuba. Every single war. So in 220 something years of the United States, every fucking war here from the Civil War is the Chickamauga War. That's the name of the campaign, the Chickamauga War. The Civil War is just what they call it on the surface. But that was also with Indians, the last fucking stronghold of what people know as Cherokees, which is different factions of other tribes under one umbrella, dragging it out, dragging it as long as they could. They didn't die. They just never respected them enough to call them Indians. That's it. But I'm here. So if Ghana and the US goes to war, I'm going to be just fucking fine, baby. I'm here. You know? So at the end of the day, none of that shit is about this. This ain't no war. I'm right in Queens. If a motherfucker want war with me, come see me. We're going to have to put up some collateral and shit like that. I got a lot to lose, a lot to give up. I definitely ain't pushing no buttons where a motherfucker want war with me. But if a motherfucker want war with me, they better want war for real. It's going to be some carnage. It's going to be some damage. It ain't going to just be no cat fight. I'm not that type of fighter. I'm a warrior for real. I'm not the emotional bitch that's going to sit there and cry because I broke a fucking fingernail. Nigga, I'm not going to stop until the ribs is exposed. I'm that type. So what if there is a fucking war? This is why I stay active. This is why I stay physically fit. This is why at 44, I still got my Jean-Claude Van Damme. You see what I'm saying? I still got that. I never lose my edge. I never lose my connections or burn my bridges. You see what I'm saying? Because I never know when it's going to happen. And if it does, I want to be fucking prepared. It's always going to be a bag sitting by the motherfucking door or by the window somewhere, right? Fuck war got to worry about. I don't live in that type of fear. It's a war going on trying to be an Indian in my own country with motherfuckers that can't even prove they African trying to wage war against me like I should go against my grandmother so they can fucking prove that John Henry Clark knew what the fuck he was talking about when that nigga went against his fucking grandmother. The nerve of y'all. I don't know what y'all want. I ain't got it for you. I don't got it. I don't got it for you. That's not what you're going to get from me. Nobody's going to shake me out this tree. It's not going to happen. You could troll me. You could do all of that shit and all that. But I'm going to tell niggas like, war, nigga, you walk over, you going to limp back. I ain't by myself. I ain't by myself. Nowhere I go am I by myself. And plus, I got the type of energy that people, the same fucking white people that I'm talking about, these motherfuckers open doors for me. I'm just a respectable person. I'll treat anybody the way I would like to be treated. And if you go against that, then motherfucker going to get what they going to get. They're going to get what they going to get. That's just the type of shit. I don't live my life in that type of fear. My man yelling at me all the time about leaving the car unlocked. Oh, they're going to steal this. They're going to steal that. Yo, I'm the type of person, a motherfucker, my car's not locked with $1,000 worth of change in the fucking cup. But the car over there that got 2 quarters in it, they'll bust all of those fucking windows out and they'll take that. That's the type of energy that I carry, that I manifest. You know why? Because I don't walk around with no grudges or no motherfucking anger. Right? And I treat people how I want to be treated. I don't expect any type of freedom that I don't want you to have. I don't expect any type of justice that I don't think you should have too, right? You can't want these types of things. You can't want these types of things and not be willing to give it up. We ain't doing the hypocrite shit here. We ain't doing that. This is why America is such a great place to be. This is why everybody always wanted to be here. I'm from the soul, people. We give and love from our soul, right? Beyond the surface. Beyond the surface. This is why everybody's always wanted to be here, why niggas ain't left yet. Them fucking free trips to Liberia was running up until the Indians got the right to vote in 1964. 1964, they was giving them free trips. Marcus Garvey, they just tried to do a mass migration of niggas. They just wanted to expand how fast that they can send the Negro out of here. But then, you know what's so crazy? And look at how shit works out. When you knew better, you do better, right? Because I used to talk shit about J. Edgar Hoover, being junior high school, middle school, talking shit. Man, fuck that nigga, yeah, that, right? Talking shit. And then I'm thinking like, damn, what if 5 million motherfuckers would have left here, left Manhattan, and took their asses to fucking Liberia? I would have never experienced Michael Jackson on the Grammys, standing in front of the TV, watching him moonwalk. I would have never experienced that. Just the little things that made my fucking life great when you were a little kid, right? Just those things that I remember. Just those things. I wouldn't have had that shit. My life would be so fucking different. My life would be so different. So shout out to a nigga that I couldn't stand for most of my fucking life, J. Edgar Hoover. Nigga, I'm glad you put that oil in the boat. Glad you put the sugar in the gas tank. Never thought I'd have to look at it that way, but that's a fucking fact. I'm glad that nigga put sugar in the gas tank. I'd like to thank James Wormley for being the motherfucking spook that sat behind the door, the motherfucking spy that sat there listening to them niggas with the yup, acting like he was what? And this motherfucker, he was, and you know, they trick these dumb motherfuckers all the time because he was the so-called first FBI agent. You want to give the nigga accolades in that until you dig a little deeper and realize he's the nigga that fucking snitched on these niggas doing mail fraud, breaking the fucking law, right? And then Marcus Garvey acting like Liberia was his idea when really they lost so much motherfucking money that they had to create a fucking war because of the billions of dollars they lost with their failed attempt to get the Indian to fucking move to Africa. Failed attempts. So they had to pick and choose. They had to fight some other fucking countries so they can generate some shit. Had to generate some paper now because it cost them money. That Liberia was a bad fucking investment. Bad investment. It's still a fucked up investment now. It's a fucked up investment now. You see? So, at the end of the day, everybody's supposed to be in a perspective place. That's right, Master True Brandon. He has some Aboriginal ancestry. Has some right now, and that could go two ways. Niggas is like fuck J. Edgar Hoover, and I'm like fuck Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was against my people. He was down with Walter Plecker. Fuck him. I can say that and mean it. That nigga couldn't get one motherfucker from Jamaica to go nowhere with him. But you think he came over here and was able to get 5 million people to get on a goddamn boat? Nah, man. Something wrong with that. Something wrong with that shit. Nigga couldn't get one motherfucker. Couldn't get one. One nigga from Jamaica to go with him. Shit is really weird. But you talk about Marcus Garvey and they act like he's some fucking prince that we supposed to be thanking and reckoning and shit like that. That nigga had his role in our destruction. He's not no fucking body special to me. It's not nobody fucking special to me at all. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even really that special to Jamaica. Look how long it took for them to add him. And they only added him in the fucking 80s or maybe even the 90s, which was much, much later because they had to sort through all of the things that they didn't fucking like about him in order to accept this new revisionist history that they had to include in the Caribbean much, much later. You see that fucking treaty in Haiti didn't say a fucking word about Africa until after they got rid of Dubai, right? After they killed the nigga that had them looking like something, then they get the shit all war and torn, turn the people against each other. Now you got a civil war. And in the interim, here goes some earthquakes and sprinkle some of this hurricane dust on this motherfucker. Tear the shit up, right? And now they fucking ravaged and fucked up. Trying to run to the African Union. And the African Union told Haiti, you can't come here. No. You cannot come here. They included Africa in their motherfucking constitution. But the fucking African Union denied Haiti. Denied them. I don't really know what it is y'all want. I don't really even know what it is. I don't think they even know what it is they want. I think their job is here to just fucking disrupt and distract and shit like that, right? But what we got going on is completely tangible. Completely tangible. And we looking to hold some people accountable. We looking to hold some people accountable. So if that's not what y'all looking to do, then y'all just gonna go over there and make a motherfucking mess. In which case, you're gonna be right back here. And when you come back, you know, just like that movie Carrie back in the days, they're all gonna laugh at you. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna laugh when you come back. We're gonna laugh when you go over there and be the same messy motherfucking Marvin that you was over here. Same nothing muffin that you was here, you'll be a nothing muffin over there. Only thing is, you ain't gonna have that 911 access. You ain't gonna have them people to come over here to come to your motherfucking crib. And once they hear that American accent, they gonna be like, shake you down. They're gonna shake your pockets in the rabbit ears before they even consider being the police that you called. Know what type of system they got, but you better know what you're going through. You better know what you're getting into. Gotta know what you're getting into. Gotta know what you're getting into. I'm gonna pull up this Ghana Constitution so I can show these motherfuckers. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about either. They don't know what they talking about. They really just be coming to be disruptive to the American Indian. It's always been like that. And these is the motherfuckers that can't really get their minds right. They not gonna get their minds right. They just gonna be messy wherever they go. It's just some of the shit that's just what, you know, what some people about. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. And, you know, messy is as messy does. And just understand that's what, you know, and even Ghana fashioning their shit after what we got going on, right? So the whole world copies what the Indian do, but don't want the Indian to be the Indian. Some fucked up shit. And I'm gonna show you. One line is gonna show you that they fashioned their shit after what we got going on. Let me share the screen. 1 second. Boom. See that right there? That top line. We the people. You get that? You see what I'm talking about? We the people. That come from the Indians, right? That come from the Indians. That don't come from the Ghanaians. In exercise of our natural and inalienable right to establish framework of government which shall secure for ourselves the posterity, the blessings of liberty, equal of opportunity and prosperity, in a spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world. You niggas ain't peaceful with us. Y'all ain't acting friendly with us. Y'all ain't acting friendly with us. So y'all don't live by y'all shit. Y'all don't live by y'all shit. And in solemn declaration and affirmation of our commitment to freedom, justice, probity, and accountability. All bitches, y'all in trouble. Niggas is in trouble. Already, you are not interested in the freedom of the American Indian here in America. You're not interested in probity. You're not interested in justice. You're not interested in accountability. You are only interested, as it appears as of late, you are only interested in shackling the American Indian. Well, now let's see how this shit gonna go. The principle of universal adult suffrage, the rule of law, the protection and preservation of fundamental human rights and freedoms, unity and stability for our nation, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. This what y'all got to deal with, man. The Constitution shall be the supreme law of Ghana, and any other law found to be inconsistent with any provision of Constitution should, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. A person who alleges that an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that or any other enactment or by any act or omission of any person is inconsistent with or is in contravention of a provision of this Constitution may bring an action in the Supreme Court for a declaration to that effect. See, now this is important for y'all to know. It's important. This is important for y'all to know. I ain't gonna do y'all work for y'all no more. Like I said, I did this shit last year. I did it again earlier this year. And the motherfuckers threw tomatoes at Phoenix like she didn't know what she was talking about. She didn't know what she was talking about. So that means even from across the water, the bitches that be sending me the motherfucking hate mail, if I can track their shit down to over there, you know I could send Interpol to fuck you up, because not only are you being republic to Ghana and their constitution and the laws of that land over there, but you fucking with the American Indian. So it's gonna be some multiples and how the fucking glass house gonna get falling down and shit. Think about that shit. Think about how important it is for you to be able to live with diplomacy, because the same shit you saying you want, you better be able to give it up. Better be able to give it up. You want freedom? You think you're going to get it over there? Okay, that's fine. But if you don't treat people the way you want to be treated over there, they're going to fuck you up over there too. Gotta be right. Gotta be right. So I'm gonna suggest some of y'all clear up your heart right now. Before you even take that fucking trip, clear it up. Get some shit established. You live in the projects. When you go over there to Ghana, leave your crib. Better sublet that bitch, because if you got to come back, you got to come back. You can't go to these motherfuckers and think that they're gonna give you some motherfucking help, right? You expatriate this motherfucker, you better read that goddamn executive order. Better read it. That House resolution, and make sure it really fucking applies to you. Like I said, these niggas gonna be messy here. They gonna be messy there. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be it. Gotta deal with this shit. Gotta deal with it. Gotta deal with it. Gotta deal with it. Gotta deal with it. Let me get to that part. Let me show you that part. I forgot. I used to know this shit backwards and forwards. Where it basically says, nigga, motherfucker, and this is for the people of Ghana that's been there, right? When they leave, oh, some of these niggas is fucked up. Let me show you this shit right here. Hold on. Any activity of a person or group of persons which suppresses or seeks to suppress a lawful political activity of any other person or any class of persons or persons generally is unlawful. Don't y'all bitches break the law right now? Y'all break the law right now. Y'all not even in Ghana and y'all already oppressing people and over here in America. Y'all breaking the law right the fuck now. You fucking it up right now. See that shit? Niggas is oppressing right now. You're fucking with people's politics and shit right now. Right now. See how this shit go? Any person who by himself or in concert with others by any violent or other unlawful means suspends or overthrows or abrogates this constitution or any part of it, or attempts to do any such act, or aids and abets in any manner any person referred to in paragraph A of this clause commits the offense of high treason and shall, upon conviction, be sentenced to suffer death. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you ain't gonna get over there and not get a fair trial, right? You think you're gonna get a fair trial? See, it's just gonna be in reverse. You just got people that look like you that's gonna oppress you and fuck you up. Now, what y'all got plans? I need to know what kind of plans they got to fix some of this shit that's gonna be going on over there. Cause they stepping into a whole nother type of world now. I'm interested in knowing what you gonna do when you get over there. What y'all gonna do to stop the oppression over there? Cause it is some. It is some. They need you over there to build and shit. I wanna know what you're gonna do when you get there. What skills do you have? If you was unemployable here, you're gonna be unemployable there. If you wasn't a business owner here, they ain't gonna give you no money to start no business over there. So every beef you got with the motherfucking white man, you better hope you ain't got it with your other man, your brother man, in your motherland. Right? Right? So while y'all busy over here oppressing the American Indian, you're gonna go over there and get fucked up. And there's no Donald Trumps over there to bust your ass. So it's going to hurt twice as hard. It's going to hurt twice as hard because these are the people that you say that you connected to. All these motherfuckers you done tried to drag the Indians across the fucking Atlantic to is now going to be. They now going to be your new Donald Trump. They're going to be your Donald Trump. They're going to be the people that you say you hate. They gonna be over there acting motherfucking funny. When you get over there acting all fucking bougie and shit, you know, we've been over here on our pretty girl shit, and you get over there and see some bug that you're not used to seeing, see some animal you're not used to seeing, and they look at your ass and they be thinking you softer than a motherfucker. They gonna be looking at you like you crazy. What responsibilities are you gonna take to make sure that y'all bring Ghana to the top, right? What responsibilities are you going to put forth to make sure that you bring shit to the next level? For everything that you say you hate about America, for everything you say you hate about Americans, I hope you going over there to make a motherfucking difference. With that being said, being that you over there should be no more feed the children commercials. There's all the helping hands. All of that shit should stop because they got the real niggas over there. They real African peoples over there doing what it is that they've been wanting to do for a long time, right? Y'all should be able to build. Y'all should be able to do more. I'm interested in seeing this game plan. 2019 is in fucking 6 weeks. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It's not going to be far. It's not far away. They're going to start this shit. Find out what the ins and outs is. I'm going to tell y'all motherfuckers, make sure y'all have a good exit strategy and an even nicer return policy if you have to. But for all the fucking grief, all the disrespect, all of the vitriolic banter, I'm going to tell y'all, we're all going to laugh at you. You better go over there and make it pop. Make it pop. Make it do what it do. Because if you suck over here, you probably going to suck over there too. No? You're going to get over there, and them people going to tell you they ain't got nothing to do with Egypt. You are not going to go over there on your Hotep shit. You are not going to go over there trying to tell them people, convince them how African you are. You're going to spend a lot of time trying to prove your Africanness to the real live people that are over there on that continent. And when they start telling you how they migrated in from Arabia and they came into Africa, not that they was there, when they tell you where their folks was 1,000 years ago, like my cousin's good friend from Kenya did on a video that I uploaded a couple days ago. Can't wait till he get part 2. He cut it off right at the spicy meatballs too. Cut it off right at the spicy meatballs where this nigga's telling you he's not African either, right? The African telling you he ain't African either. Knows exactly where his migration people are, why they call them the low-out people and all of that. Laid it all down flat. And when y'all motherfuckers get over there, the ones that been trying to tell us who the fuck we are, when your asses get over there and them people tell you who you not, don't get mad at them. Let's see if you feel the same fucking way. Let's see if you fucking trolling their platforms, if you all in their shit, calling them all of these names and telling them that they in fucking denial when they look at your ass and they call you the American. When they ask you, who are your fucking people? You be like, you my brother. You ain't gonna get to pull that brother Noomsy shit on them. That brother Noomsy shit going right out the fucking window. That brother Noomsy shit going right out the motherfucking window. So be careful how you treat people. Careful how you treat the Indians. Y'all been real fucking nasty. Y'all been real fucking nasty. And I can't, I want to hear y'all success stories over there when y'all leave. I want to hear how all this shit just going to shake out and how it's going to fucking work. Here's y'all chance. Here's y'all chance to, show and prove all the shit you've been spent a lot of time telling us who the fuck we are. You spent a lot of time. Now y'all have a chance to show us. Okay. Now you got a chance to show us exactly what it's about. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a really quiet year next year. And that's going to be great because we have to get ready for the 2020 census. We have to get ready for the 2020 census. So if there's going to be a big wave of people leaving, then guess what? That's going to be more services, more money, more shit available in our fucking neighborhoods for our children. Now we can get our lands together. Now we can do the build over here that we couldn't get because we let the motherfucking foreigners come over here and get all the motherfucking benefits. Well, now the Indian get ready to take front stage and fucking center. Because now once we get these other people that are looking to go back home and build, maybe y'all will consider doing some fucking business with us. Maybe y'all will consider some sort of relationships that involve financial stability. Because Y'all gonna need it over there. I don't think they got Medicaid and stuff. I don't think they got any of those things. I don't think there's any like Section 8 or municipal housing or any of those things. I don't think they have that. I don't think they got that. Cover all your areas. Because if you come back here, we're going to laugh at you. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Gonna fucking laugh. So just make sure y'all got y'all shit together. Got your contingency plans. Like I said, if you live in the projects, don't get that building up. You don't get that apartment up. Sublet the bitch. So you could be having some kind of passive income and stuff like that. So when you over there and the shit ain't looking right and they acting funny over there, you got something to do with yourself when you need to come back. Got something to do with yourself. So, I ain't gonna hold you too long. Just so you know, I think y'all should really take a good look at that Constitution and let Brother Polite know that we know that he was not telling the goddamn truth about that door no return shit. Let me just show y'all that. In this article, Buck Wylam posted this a couple of years ago, but it was fun to revisit it because you get so much inundated with so much information that sometimes you forget these things. Well, lest we not forget, let's just go to this nice little credible source here. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up for y'all. Do. Should be really interesting. Just want to make sure that, we clear on this shit. And this is just one of the many sources. But like I said, it's good to revisit some of the things from before because you tend to forget, especially in the interim of processing new information constantly and as often as we do. So yeah, this is going to be a real fucking problem. But just let the brothers know that we know it's some bullshit. That ain't how it went down. Hold on 1 second. My PC is really slow right now. For some reason. Well, let me get this right here. This little quaint article I'm going to share. Yeah, just so you know. It's quite clear. Where's it at? Give me 1 second. Y'all just want to make sure that y'all got it together because this shit right here, but just to rub in y'all faces, them Pan-African faces, because they be swearing they know everything and they do so much lying instead of just like dropping the source and trying to convince. They sit there and start trying to pastor you like, why come the preacher can't have a nice car and shit? They just come at you with this fucking banter. It's just banter. It's not even real fucking facts. All this revisionist bullshit. Where the hell is that? Hold on 1 second. Just this revisionist bullshit. And it's like they be looking for these little fucking points, just so busy trying to convince motherfuckers that they African, that they feel the need to just speak on all them goddamn stories and shit that they heard, not because it's really true. And that shit, that sob story with the door no return and all that dumb shit like that shit was just like, whoa, my nigga. You can smell the feces and you can smell the death that was surrounding these chambers. And the floor is made up of decades and centuries worth of feces and blah, blah, blah. And there was chambers here and they had the men here and the women there and the that fucking da. Da, 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 da. This shit. Let me just tell you, I just gotta find this shit. I just gotta find this shit. You know, just so y'all know. I just want y'all to see while I got y'all. Just be patient with me. I need y'all while I got you all here. Let me just show y'all. This shit is it's not what it is. Let me just show you what they talking about. Let me see. Where the hell? You know, so this way it's really clear. Give me 1 second. I just want y'all to read this because the caption's funny, and you know y'all favorite uh black president, black on black on black on black, black Obama. You know, he was there. A lot of this blown up shit happened on his motherfucking watch, right? A lot of this shit happened on his motherfucking watch, and you know, it's a credible source, so this way you can't be, you know, all that crying with the baby gonna do. No crying. You know what I'm saying? Damn, damn, damn. Let me see. Ha! Here we go. Washington Post. Now, this shit gonna hurt a few of y'all feelings. But do your own fucking due diligence like we do instead of talking all that shit y'all talk. And let me just show y'all this. This is to inform y'all. This ain't even to fucking make y'all eat the shit pie, right? Miss Minnie's pie. This ain't even to shove the Miss Minnie's pie in your face. This is just so you fucking stop talking shit. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Because you get over there, you know what I'm saying? And you might get fucked up. This is the Washington Post. And this here is called The Sincere Fiction of Goree Island, Africa's best known slave trade memorial. Y'all want a drum roll or not? We dropped this shit in the fucking chat for y'all. For y'all viewing pleasure, right? The official story is that millions of African slaves passed through the house's door of no return, which faces west across the Atlantic. Countless visitors have come to contemplate the slave trade and to pay a heartfelt tribute, including Nelson Mandela, Pope John Paul II, and the last 3 presidents. Except that the official story turns out to be largely a myth. They've agreed that since the 1990s, the house was just a private residence and had nothing to do with the slave trade. Now, I'm going to just stop right there. I ain't even going to go no further. Let me drop this motherfucking link. And y'all can have that. Don't be mad at Phoenix. Be mad at the Washington Post, baby. I ain't do it. Wasn't me. I dropped that link in the chat. Don't be mad at Phoenix. Be mad at the Washington Post. And all that other shit y'all got going on. But there you go. There's the link. So, you know, y'all deal with that. But anyway, again, like I said, y'all get it together. So y'all could be, make sure you playing your contributory role and shit like that when you do get home. You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all do what y'all supposed to do. Make sure y'all do what y'all supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that shit work out well for y'all. Cause we got some plans and shit. We got some plans and shit for America when we get rid of some of the guests and stuff like that. Cause we just got a fucking house party that went bad, and we got to fix this shit. We got to get Big Mama house together and stuff like that. So, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. You know, I'm glad y'all came to hang out with me. What's up, Bobby Mugabe? Matter of fact, let me see what's going on, beloved. What's your question? What's your question, beloved? I'm looking. I'm looking, Bobby. You could just type the question here. I don't really want the phone to start blinking and blinking because I got something I gotta do. So I don't want to be stuck on the phone forever. But you could definitely ask your question. I'll be back. Like I said, tomorrow I got the beautiful sister that's gonna be with us. This is gonna be dope. So save y'all DNA questions and stuff like that. She's gonna teach y'all a couple of things. Dr. York, who knows, baby? Who knows? Who knows? Ain't nobody following him. We deal with grandma here, baby. Love you too, Will. We deal with grandma. We don't deal with Malachi York. And then Friday, I got Johnny Aborigine, and he's gonna drop some jewels on his website. And we're excited. He got some books and stuff going on for the children. His work kind of just speaks for itself. I got a couple of other things, but I haven't made it solid yet. So until we get it, till I get that together, I'm not even gonna mention that one. But yeah, man, I got some dope folks coming through. So, but like I said, I'm so glad y'all came to chill. I got bushy heads, honey. Aisha, Ben, Oscar, I got bushy heads. I have them on treaties and stuff. You know, yeah, I got them on the treaties or whatever. I'll do a show about that shortly. I'm gonna show how one of my grandfathers got his ass killed. Kind of playing both sides, just so busy trying to do the right thing and secure land for all of those that was removed from their natural places. He tried it with the Mexicans. This dude was a self-proclaimed emperor of Mexico, and my grandfather went over there. They try to, I guess they gave him a position in the Mexican army. And then he came back over here kind of playing both sides, and he got killed in Texas, to make a long story short. I'll do the history on that just to show that everything about our ancestors ain't all pretty. It's not all fucking pretty like they talking about. And that was never no picture that I tried to paint. You know what I'm saying? My point that I needed to make was the fact that my fucking folks was here already when the goddamn colonizers came. And damn it, I've already got to that part. So anything else I could deal with, I could live with. That's it. That's it. I don't really got a whole bunch to fucking worry about. That's where I started off on this journey. Just knowing that, we ain't come through here on no motherfucking boats as no goddamn slaves. That was what started this whole thing for me. And that's what I had to deal with. So all of that other shit in between, I could deal with that. It is good, bad, and indifferent. I ain't ashamed to talk about it. It was 300 fucking years ago. 200 years ago, and wasn't nothing I could do about the shit, but I ain't afraid to fucking talk about it. And again, this is going to be that part of history where I get to put myself into the narrative. When you hear these things in school and you hear these things, you don't attach yourself to King James. You don't attach yourself to none of these things. Well, now I can show where they came and was interacting with my American Indian people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I ain't embarrassed by nothing. Can't none of these niggas shame me into who the fuck my folks are. They just mad because I didn't find no Africans. I big them up too. You know what I'm saying? If the fuck I found them. That ain't what happened. And this is what it is. So yeah, I'll get more into that. Yeah, shit is real interesting like a motherfucker. Interesting like a motherfucker. I'm gonna definitely say that, to say the least. But other than that, everything um is wonderful. I love you, beautiful people. And all y'all Africans that was here in the chat today and watching, I'll probably do another constitution. Matter of fact, maybe I'll just go down the west coast of Africa, since that's the only place y'all claim, because y'all don't talk about Egypt unless you're talking about Kemet and stuff like that, but you can't find no relatives or whatever. The Moroccan Constitution, I've seen that in there. The Moroccan Constitution is rather interesting because it kind of is, and it is a specific reason why I say that it's interesting, specifically because they are very big on not just unlawfully locking people up. Okay, so why so negative about Dr. York? I'm gonna tell you, one of my cousins ran with Dr. Malachi York. They ain't never seen that nigga. He knows Polite very well, knows a lot of information about him, and this is from the 90s. Dr. York was a fucking bully, and he picked up a lot of people and he did some crazy things. One of my good friends that I grew up with from the Sandbox actually lived down there at Tamare in Georgia and shit like that. But is and I don't want to take away from some of the things that he was able to accomplish. However, he wasn't able to keep that. There was no fucking contingency plan. So following him was really a fucking, it was a traumatic experience for a lot of people. And he's accused of raping children. There has to be some fucking standards for that. If he did everything else right, he was wrong when he raped the women and children. So he don't get no motherfucking props for that. All the brilliant shit goes out the window when you such this type of person and you fucking with babies and shit like that, and you fucking with vulnerable women and you fucking with vulnerable people and shit. That's some bullshit. So that's why there's no love for him. That's why there's no respect for that man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he just pulled the Jim Jones right over here in Georgia, and then he ain't have no fucking contingency plan. You see, you got his sons out here running around being crazy. And that's really just it. We don't fuck around with anybody that don't fuck with grandma. Period. Dot. Grandma ain't never steal us wrong. We've been kicking everybody asses with grandma and grandpa. You know what I'm saying? And the ancestors, the shit that we could prove, not the fucking shit that we heard and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? That's right. We got this code of conduct over here. And we don't believe the feds. Okay. You're saying don't believe the feds. But if the feds said that we were Africans, we could believe that. I'm kind of confused with that shit. So, well, still in any event, he should know his rights and he should be able to, make sure his shit is good, period. And even if, regardless of the nasty things that he's accused of, he still has his rights and deserves to, be tried justly. So if they railroaded him and bamboozled him or something like that, then his squad should be so sufficient that they're able to make sure that those things are pointed out. But until then, we don't pay Dr. York no mind. He was no contributor to any of this information that I provided. My grandmother never spoke about him or none of that shit. So, my parents ain't care about him. I don't got nothing for him. My cousin ain't never met the man, but he could, I just got him broken out. I just got him broken out of talking that Nuwapian shit to me because our grandmothers didn't speak that shit. And I have to direct him. I have to redirect him to the picture of my grandmother quite often. Not so much now as I used to before, but he's fallen away. And this is 20-something years later. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back to grandma. When he greets me, he don't say that Nuwapian shit no more. The nigga say Halito now. He say Wengapo to me now. You know what I'm saying? So he's even coming out of that fucking enchantment that this nigga had on him. You see what I'm saying? And that's that. But anyway, I love you, Indians. Y'all beautiful ones. Join us when we come back tomorrow with Sister Fatu Diarra. And of course, on Friday, we got Johnny Aborigine. And then on Tuesday, I got DT, Damon Taylor, Aborigine's own Damon Taylor. He's so dope. I'm excited. you know, stay sucker free, man. Stay sucker free. And you know, we just gonna sit back and watch how some of this shit shake out and see if motherfuckers is about what they about. When it's time to be building on this land and shit like that, don't get lost, beautiful ones. Don't get lost. We about to work. We about to get into the fucking heavy construction and building. Chapisa la chique.